Hello everyone, welcome to SaunaiE. I'm your host XO. It's Friday. Hope y'all been having a great week. I know I have, man. Really busy week. Really trying to avoid this heat out here in California. Trying to stay hydrated in the process, man. If you're listening to this right now and you're in California, stay hydrated. I know I am, and trying to beat this heat and avoid it. That's one of the things about California. When some California summers come, you can't beat them. It's gonna be scorching hot, and you're gonna be like, man, you're gonna wish you had AC, water, the spray fan, all the above. But if you're out there right now and you're listening, stay hydrated and take care of yourself. If this is your first time listening, welcome to SaunaiE. I'm your host. With SaunaiE, we're all about personal development, developing ourselves through mental health as well as financial literacy, and covering those topics on Mondays and Fridays. Mondays is mental health Mondays, and Fridays is financial Fridays, as I do. So it's Friday, so we're going to hit some financial topics. But I just want to thank you for tuning in, taking the time out your day, whatever you're doing right now. If you're on your way to work or on your way home or in the car or at the gym or at home just cleaning or cooking, whatever it is, I just want to thank you for taking your time out today and tuning in with the podcast. And really, I greatly appreciate you. Hopefully at the end of the show, I can get you as a subscriber and a reviewer, and let me know what you like about the show or didn't like about the show and how I can improve on my behalf. So I love constructive criticism, so lay it on me. If you like the show, if you didn't like the show, if you wanted, if you're a new listener or subscriber or reviewer, let me know. Leave it in the comments. Not in the comments, but as you review. Greatly appreciate it. And with this show today, like I said, it is Financial Friday, and I want to cover a few topics in my segments of the day. My first segment, I'm going to discuss my June goals, my goals for June, my physical goals, my mental goals, as well as my financial goals for June. Then I want to dive into the book I'm reading. I'm going to give you a little synopsis about the book I'm reading this month, as well as the book I read last month. If you haven't checked it out, or if this is your first time listening, once again, check out The Psychology of Money. A very great book dealing with wealth, greed, and money overall, the behavior behind money. And I've been dropping a lot of gems last few episodes about psychology of money, so check that out if you like reading. If you have a book any book recommendations, let me know what you think I should read next month, or even this month too. I'll try to squeeze in 2 books in, but let me know. But on that behalf, like I said, this month I got my June goals. Next up, the book I'm reading. Then the next 2 segments. One of them is signs to quit your job, and the other one is don't quit your job until. But with that being said, let's get started with the quotes of the day. My first quote is, the more positive energy you have around you, the better you'll feel about yourself. And that's true. Have you ever felt like you've been around like negative people, negative energy, and it's been so draining? Like, it's constantly draining your energy, draining you mentally, draining you physically, and you're just like so drained being around these people that even before you get around them, you just feel so drained, because you know the energy they're going to bring to you, and you're going to be drained and depleted, and that's not what you want around you. We all need that positive energy, positive people around us who stay positive, be positive, speak the positive into us, and who always inspires us and keeps us motivated. And once you have that positive energy around you, you'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel more positive, feel more energetic. You'll want to do more things. You want to accomplish more things, because you have those people around you that you look up to and that you gravitate towards, that shows you like, yo, I love this positive energy that I'm around, and I love what they're inspiring me and motivating me to do. But if you don't have that positive energy around you, and you feel like I always feel bad about yourself, maybe it's time to change the people around you or change the environment. But once again, that quote is, the more positive energy you have around you, the better you'll feel about yourself. And my next quote is, when anger rises, think of the consequences. When anger rises, think of the consequences. We all been frustrated. We all got angry. We've all been angered. We all been pissed off. We all been at that level. when we got angry, think about the last time you got angry. Have you ever thought about the consequences before you got angry? Like, it's like a ticking time bomb. You know, when your anger starts building up. But as that anger rises, think of the consequences. Now, like I said, we all got angry. And what did that anger do? What do we do? Lash out. Probably lashed out to the person or to the people or to whatever angered us. And we lashed out in some type of way that we never thought about the consequences until after the fact. To where we lashed out, and then now after the fact, we looking back like, damn, oh, I fucked up, or this happened, I regret this and all that. Because in the time we're so focused on being angry that we're not thinking about the consequences that's going to happen when we lash out with our anger. But once again, the quote is, when anger rises, think of the consequences. I'm gonna give y'all a brief break, and I'll be right back with SaunaiE. So first segment for discussion is June goals. We in June, 6th month of the year. What are your goals, or for this month, or even what are your goals for the rest of the year? What do you have planned? Any big plans that you have, or is anything you're trying to accomplish? Any tasks you have to do? Any milestones that you're trying to get to? What are your plans for the rest of the year? What are your plans for this month? What are your goals for this month? Reach out to me, SaunaiE.com, and let me know what your plans are. But as far as my June goals, I want to start physically, staying gym 5 times a week on a consistent basis, as well as adding some cardio adding 30 minutes of cardio after my workouts, and getting that consistent basis, and really working out and staying in tune with my workouts, as well as what I'm eating right and eating healthy and consuming the right food, nutrients and all that. As well as limiting my carbs. I love carbs. Everybody loves carbs, but limiting my carb intake and being aware of that. Mental goals that I have planned for myself is read 30 minutes a day, maybe even pushing up to an hour a day, reading more consistently, taking notes, and letting y'all know what I learned from what I'm reading, the book I'm reading this month, as well as different other topics that I'm reading and blogs that I come across, as well as meditating twice a day when I wake up, as well as before I go to sleep. Is meditating, getting my mind right for the day, as well as getting my mind right and reflecting on how the day went, and really meditating and really being in tune with my meditations and pushing up my time limits on how long I'm meditating for. The next one is this one's new for me, visualizing twice a day, visualizing when I wake up, as well as when I'm going to sleep, or when I'm in the sauna or something like that. Just really visualizing and seeing what I want for myself, what I want for the day, what I want for the rest of this year. Like I said, we 6 months in. I feel like the first 6 months literally just blew by, and now we're like, all right, we're in June, and June is gonna blow by quick. So let's see if are we caught up? It's halftime. Are we caught up on our goals? Are we caught up on what we're supposed to be doing? Are we behind? How are we doing? Let me know. Personally, physically, I'm on track with my goals so far for this year, as well as mentally, been really consistent on my reading and meditating a lot more. Gotta really do the visualizing when I get down more, visualizing how I want my days to go, how I want the weeks to go, how I want the year to go, and things like that. Let's see what else. As far as the brand, my goals for the brand, network more podcasters out there, whoever. If you know any podcasters, just be like, hey, you should reach out with him, be a guest on there, or they should be a guest on my show. Reach out, let me know. As well as any creators that you think of, any artists, any entrepreneurs, any business owners, anybody that you think will be a great guest on the show, reach out, let me know, and I'll reach out to them personally. If you're like, hey, you should have them, I'll have them. What else? Building the brand. I'm getting hats in this week. Check out our Patreon. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/SaunaiE. Getting the hats in, and I'll send you a hat. It's like a hat giveaway. Once you like fill out the poll on Patreon, I'll give you a hat. I'll mail a hat to you. So fill out that poll, patreon.com/SaunaiE. I greatly appreciate it. But let's get back into these goals. As far as my financial goals, earn more than last month, as well as save more than last month, and invest in more stocks weekly in different stocks and learning building my portfolio. I like how it's diverse right now, but I'm trying to build up a different portfolio with index funds only. So that's what I'm working on and working towards. And those are like my main financial goals for this month. Now, up next, we're going to get into the book that I'm reading, as well as the reason I chose it. I'm going to give y'all a brief break, and I'm going to be right back. And we back. Signs to quit your J.ust. Number one, you've been at this job, you lack passion. Your passion for the job, for what you've done, isn't there anymore. And I felt that before, where you're so passionate and fired up for your first day of the job, but as the years go by, you look back, you get just like complacent, and your passion for the job dies. So you start contemplating, like, do I want to do this? Is this job for me? Should I stick around and do this, or should I move on somewhere else? But you'll have that constant battle with yourself, thinking like, is this for me? And you got to really ask yourself, am I still passionate about what I'm doing? And if the passion isn't there, then maybe you should start reconsidering maybe a new career, new path, or doing something that you really love or you're passionate about. Ask yourself now, what are you passionate about? Are you doing something you're passionate about? Or are you just doing something to pay the bills? Number two, you've been at the same position for a long time. I know this one on a personal behalf, and me, I can't keep doing the same cycle when it comes to a job, like doing the same thing, being at that same position over years, 5 to 10 years down the line. It's like, just can't keep doing that. Like, you need something new, a new position, new strategy, new routine, to where you're not doing the same job consistently 5 days a week, dealing with the rat race, stuck in the rat race, trying to figure out, dang, do I love this? I've been here for 10 years, but I don't want to start anywhere else because I'm scared to take that leap of faith to where I'm stepping into a new position, because I've been so dedicated in this field that I don't want to start new or fresh somewhere else. But sometimes you have to push yourself in that direction, because you've been somewhere for a long time. You've been at the position for a long time where you're not passionate about it anymore. Number three, your work-related stress is affecting your physical health. You ever felt like that? Like your work-related stress is affecting your physical health? Where you're probably overeating, or you're undereating, you're not eating enough, you're not getting enough sleep, you're always stressed out, you're always being agitative, you always want to argue, you're always lashing out. And it's because of work. Work is taking so much of your energy and draining you so much that you only have time to just sleep and work, and that's it. You don't have time for the family, friends, or nothing like that. Has that been the case? Number four, you hate all your coworkers. I know how that goes. Me, I love all my coworkers everywhere I worked. And it happens like that. You just hate all your coworkers. Like, yo, why the fuck am I still here? And you just ask yourself, like, I hate my coworkers. I need to bounce. Number five, you feel miserable every morning. I've been there where I'm getting up, going to a job, and it's like, man, I don't want to go today. How can I not go? What can I make up? Can I call in sick? And things like that. And you just feel miserable every morning that you gotta go. I've been there, and I'm like, this can't be life. That's what I literally told myself, like, this can't be life. I can't keep doing this. I have to find a way out of this rat race, of this constant cycle of this get up, go to work, get off work, go home, eat, go to sleep. Do the same thing every day of the week. Weekends come. rest, relax. Then weekdays come and keep doing that constant rat race cycle. I was like, nah, this can't be life. There's more to life than this. So if you're feeling miserable every morning that you're like, oh, I gotta wake up and do this, nah, you can't do that. Number 6, you aren't learning anything. With every job, every career, everything, you constantly have to learn a little about a lot. Constantly learn to earn. Don't learn. I know you got to pay the bills, but at every job you have, find something new to learn every day while you're at the job. Even if it's the tiniest detail, learn it. And then once you aren't learning anything anymore, maybe it's time to move on. Number 7, I know this is big for a lot of people. You don't like your boss. That happens. That happens for real. We all go through that phase where we're like, I don't like Steve, because Steve is an asshole, and it happens like that. Like, you don't like your boss, and if these 7 relate to you, there's still like 3 more I gotta lay, but like if these 7 haven't been relating to you, where you're lacking passion, you've been at the same position for a long time, you have work-related stress, and it's affecting your physical health, even your mental health. That work-related stress will affect you mentally if you don't get control of it, if you're not taking care of yourself daily. I know how it is. You see the money, you want to reap the benefits, you want to work, get the overtime and everything, but it's like you got to take care of your physical and mental health first. Health before wealth. Health is wealth. So if you're constantly putting all your energy into this job, but you're not putting no energy into yourself, then something's wrong here. But as well as hating your coworkers, you feel miserable every morning when you're waking up, clocking in, you brushing your teeth, like, damn, I don't want to go to this job. I don't want to go to this job, but I have to because this. So there's number 6, you aren't learning anything. Number 7, you don't like your boss. Number 8, you aren't paid enough. You know your worth. You know what you're worth. If you feel like you're at a job, you're not getting paid enough, then maybe it's time to make sure you get paid. Maybe you have to become a business owner. Maybe you have to become your own boss. Maybe you have to become an entrepreneur. Maybe you have to do something to where you're starting a side hustle, a side business or something, so you can accumulate cash and that it eventually takes over for your main hustle, for your job. They say job is just over broke. So you aren't paid enough. You know your worth. You know what you're worth. You know what you should be making. You know what you want to be making. So if you aren't paid enough, maybe it's time to relocate. Number 9. You hardly get time for yourself. That me time, that I time, the time for me. If you hardly get time for yourself, maybe it's time to start rethinking what you're doing. And the last one is your gut feeling tells you to go. We all have them gut feelings. We always have them feelings in our guts. If you have that gut feeling where you're like, damn, I've been having this gut feeling about this job, like I should really bounce, I should leave this shit, but I'm scared. I'm scared to leave. And it happens like that. We're scared to take that leap of faith because we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know what's on the other side of that leap. We don't know if we're going to make it across the canyon or we're going to fall down to the depths. And it's like you just have to take that leap of faith and have that belief like, yo, my current situation isn't my final destination. Something better is on the way. So, once again, those are the signs to quit your job. But this is just a disclaimer. You shouldn't quit unless you really have to. There's a difference between taking a risk and being stupid. So before you act, look closely at your situation. And I'll be right back. And we back. Next up. So we can't talk about signs you should quit your job and not discuss do not quit your job until you do these things. Number 1, your side income covers twice as much as your monthly expenses. By now, I've been talking heavy about budgeting and getting your monthly expenses together and living below your means. And if you've been stuck in a 9-to-5 or at a rat race or a job that you really want to get out of, then whatever you're doing on the side hustle, side business, that should cover as twice as much as your monthly expenses. So what are your monthly expenses? And then see, is what you're doing on the side covering that or not? And if it ain't, then maybe you have to get your hustle up and really hustle harder when it comes to that side income and build that income up to where it's covering your monthly expenses. Maybe you want it as 3 times as much. But yeah, as well as doing that, as well as discussing the emergency fund. I've been discussing saving with the emergency fund, getting an emergency fund together 4 times like this, so you can be like, yo, maybe you're tired and fed up at a job that you really want to just take the time off and really work on your side hustle, work on your business, and put that time and effort into that. And you got your emergency fund built up to where you can do that. So do not quit your job until, number 1, your side income covers twice as much as your monthly expenses. Number 2, your emergency fund can cover at least 6 months of expenses. So if you get this June now, if you've been saving all year for your emergency fund, now you're like, yo, I've been saving for 6 months, I can cover these expenses, then take that leap. Quit, do what you have to do. Focus on finding that new career, that new path, or something that you want to do that you're not reliant on that job or that 9 to 5, where you can get out and where you want to have that freedom, that time freedom, where you have control of your time, control of your day, and control of what you want to do when you want to do it. Number 3, you are skilled enough to make your side hustle your main business. What is something you want to do? What is a passive income that you want to do, or that you're already doing, that you want to take to the next level? You're like, all right, I'm making good money now, but I want to take it to the next level to where I can make 2 times as more, 3 times as more, 10 times as more what I'm making now. So try to focus on making that side hustle, that side business, your main business, the main income stream, to where you're not reliant on the 9 to 5. Number 4, you are determined to work hard and succeed. And that's deep, because there'll be times where there'll be slow times, down times where you're like, dang, maybe I should have stayed, or maybe I should go back. But it's like you have to keep that motivation, keep that focus to where you're disciplining yourself, and you know, like, yo, I know it's not gonna be all peaches and roses. It's gonna be hard times, down times, it's gonna be rough days. But at the end of the day, you taking that leap and keeping that faith and really staying on your journey and staying on your path, that you're like, yo, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to be a business owner, I want to do what I want to do, and I want to do this, but I know it's going to be hard times. I'm built for these hard times. I'm not going to wallow back, but you really have to stay disciplined on yourself, where you're really working hard to succeed. You got to be your own boss and be your own time. You got to clock in, clock out, and really have that discipline and have that initiative, and take that initiative to really be on yourself. Number 5, you're ready to work 12 to 16 hours a day. And that's deep, because you will be having to work consistently, nonstop, working, trying to get your brand, your business, whatever you're trying to do off the ground, that hustle, so you can get off that 9 to 5. So you're going to be losing sleep, gaining sleep. You're going to be sleeping, having odd sleeping patterns, but you have to be really ready to work and put that time in for yourself. 12 to 16 hours a day, and getting your business off the ground, getting yourself off the ground, and not really staying where you are. And number 6, you don't make any excuses. You have to hold yourself accountable and be accountable for everything you do, all the actions you do. And that's what it really comes down to. But these are, once again, do not quit your job until you are settled with these 6. And I'll be right back. And we back, and we back, and we back, and we back with a recap. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into today's episode of SaunaiE. Greatly appreciate y'all tuning in, taking the time out y'all day to listen to this episode. Hopefully this episode helped you out with anything that you're dealing with or going through, as well as your June goals. What are your goals for June? Have you been really focusing and tuned in on your June goals, or as well as your goals for this year? I know we're 6 months in, 6 months out. So have you been consistent, or have you been regressing? How's it been for you? Let me know. Tap in SaunaiE.com and let me know how you're going about this year and how this year's been for you. But let's get to the recap. I started the show with 2 quotes today. My first quote was, the more positive energy you have around you, the better you feel about yourself. Um, and that's true. I've been around negative energy people and I've been around positive energy people, and I've felt the difference. You feel more energized and feel more positive when you're around positive people, and when you're around people that always constantly have create negativity and negative situations, you'll feel negative, you'll feel drained, you'll feel out of it, you'll feel like shit, literally, because it's so draining that the negative energy just takes you and keeps taking you down. So have that positive energy around you, have them positive people around you, make yourself feel better. If you're a negative person yourself, change your ways, change your mindset, change how you view life. And get more positive people around you, be more positive about every situation, be more optimistic instead of pessimistic. Number 2, when anger rises, think of the consequences. Think before you react. That's what it comes down to. That's it, period. Bow. Then we jumped into my segments of this episode of discussing June goals, my goals for June. Consistently with the gym 5 times a week, really focusing on that, doing my reps, doing my exercises, really taking my time and really utilizing my workouts and making sure they're effective, limiting my carb intake, really doing a calorie deficit, lowering that and trying to drop some weight, as well as tone up, getting on some cardio, more cardio, doing at least 30 minutes of cardios after my workout, as well as being in the sauna. Mentally, reading more, consistently reading, doing Spanish, learning French at the same time, and consistently reading 30 minutes a day, doing Spanish and French 30 minutes each a day, as well as meditating twice a day, meditating when I wake up, meditating at night, working on visualizing more, visualizing in the morning, visualizing at night, and really being in tune with that visualization, as well as expressing more gratitude, being more grateful for everything and anything that comes into my life, and attracting more goodness in my life. Financially, earning more than last month. We all want to earn more, but earning more than last month, as well as saving more than last month, saving more money and investing in the right things, like investing more into the business and more into the brand, investing into stocks, investing my time into reading, learning, and researching more different things of the ventures I'm gonna eventually hop into, but learning and just reading up and brushing up on that. And then we jumped into the book I'm reading this month, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And this book, I'm really trying to change certain habits about myself. So I was like, let me read this book and figure out why it's a New York bestseller and see what I learned from it myself, as well as educate you guys and let you know what I've learned from it on my behalf. And then we jumped into whatever book you're reading this month for June. Let me know what book you're reading. What book should I read next, or what books do you like? What books have you read this month? I want to know all that and why you're reading what you're reading. Next up, we jumped into signs to quit your job. And it's 10 different ones. Number 1 is you lack passion. Number 2, you've been at the same position for a long time. Number 3, your work-related stress is affecting your physical and mental health. 4, you hate all your coworkers. 5, you feel miserable every morning. 6, you aren't learning anything. 7, you don't like your boss. 8, you aren't paid enough. 9, you hardly get time for yourself. 10, you have that gut feeling that tells you to go. And those are some of the 10 signs that you should quit your job. But, quick disclaimer, you shouldn't quit your job unless you really want and have to. There's a difference between taking a risk and being stupid. So before you act, look closely at your situation. So we have signs to quit your job, and then we jump into you shouldn't quit your job until your side income covers twice as much as your monthly expenses. Your emergency fund can cover at least 6 months worth of expenses. You are skilled enough to make your side hustle your main hustle. Number 4, you are determined to work hard to succeed. Number 5, you're ready to work 12 to 16 hours a day. Number 6, you don't make any excuses. I thank y'all for tuning in. That is it with the recap. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. If you listen to this on any podcast platform. Check us out, SaunaiE.com. Leave a review on there. Let me know what y'all think of the show. Let me know if y'all like the show, love the show, dislike the show. I greatly appreciate y'all feedback. Constructive criticism is greatly appreciated. Share this with a friend. Send this to somebody. Send this to whoever you know listens to podcasts, or who you think should listen to podcasts, or anybody in your family that you know any of these episodes can help out. I greatly appreciate it. Also, like I said, check out the Patreon, fill out the poll, and then I'll be giving away our new hats, the new hat designs that we got coming up. I'll post them on our Twitter as well as our Instagram. But check that out. I greatly appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Even when you're tired, keep going. Even when you're lonely, keep going. Even when you feel like you can't go any further, keep going. It's in those moments when you gain the reason why you must keep going. Have a great weekend.